welcome to a daily Bitcoin market update. Today we're going to take a quick look at BTC. So just looking at the market, let me get rid of my other indicators. We're still seeing a continued downward move on Bitcoin. We have this consolidation which has been happening here. Let's actually get rid of the stops and let's clear out all the drawing tools for the moment, just so we can have a cleaner chart. Really what we're seeing here is a nice consolidation pattern that's indicative of a lower move. One of the things that I like to use is called a squeeze, which I talked about yesterday. And today we are going to go over Fibonacci's. And I want to use Fibonacci's to just describe a good way to find your price targets. So let's say that you assume that this last rally is going to come back down, touch somewhere, and then continue on upwards. So you're looking for reversal. So the tool that we would want to use is called a fib retracement. And fib retracement, we're going to draw from the bottom of the move, which is here. I mean, it is quite subjectable, but really we're looking for from the beginning of the move to the top of the move. Beginning of the move started here at around 4,956, and it ended up here at 9,107. Now, what's interesting about this is when we come over here, we can see at the 75.20 level, that's where it's bounced. So let me just drag this out a little bit more so we have lines. So Fibonacci's use a resistance, or not. Fibonacci's use a percentage of the previous move. So the red line, which is here, represents a 0.23% retracement. This kind of green line represents a 0.382. The greener line is 0.5, so 50% retracement, and then this one down here is 618, which is a 61.8 retracement. Now you use the Fibonacci numbers, which are 0.618, 0.5, 0.382, and 0.36 to find the levels that are more likely to be the levels where the price would bounce. So here at the green line is the 50% retracement at 7,000. Now 7,000 would represent the halfway point between 4,960 and 9,120. And so if we move through this 38.2 retracement, the next stop to be looking for would be the 50%. Now 50% retracements are usually pretty solid retracements. You usually find a lot of stopping points there. 61.8% retracements are also good stopping points, and 38.2 are less, and 23.6 are even less. Now, the deeper it goes, it's usually the less high it then goes. So the shallower the bounces are, usually that means that there's a lot of momentum. So if we had just come down, bounced up to 23.6, and then continued to move, then we would have had a bigger move up. But because we're actually coming down, touching 38.2, and then heading up, that means we could have more room to go. And if we go deeper, then we can only assume that we go a little bit less. And if we go all the way down to 61.8, that's not so good. We may just even come back up to the top here at 9,000. So using Fibonacci's can give us good price targets for setting up our moves. And I want to go to today's move, and I'll show you. So one of the things we can look at is to say, okay, we have a hourly squeeze here, which indicates that we're going to be moving to the downside, and plus all the waves are showing to the downside as well too. So if we set up the trade where you're looking for an entry right around the EMAs, so 7,750 for now. I don't want a long one. Let's get a short. We're going to set up a short at 7,750. Okay, and 7,750. And so the target is going to be the 50% EMA, or sorry, the 50% Fibonacci at 7,000 we can really just say 7,030 or 7,050. Say 7,050 just to go a little bit before. So that's a 10% move. Now, what we don't want to do is get wiggled out. So we're going to look at the ATR on the daily. The ATR is an average true range, which shows you the expected daily move, or right around the average historical moves for BTC over the previous time period. So I think this ATR uses a 14. So it takes the past 14 days, and then it shows the average move, average range on those days. So the average range is 500. So we would need to take, oh, yeah, so this is right. So 250 would be the top. So if we're starting here, 250, we can even go a little bit further. We can say just a few percent, right? Say either we're going to blow through the 38.2 and have a full rebound, or we're going to go down to 50%. So from here, we can see that the trade setup is the following. In at 7,750, and then a target at 7,000. So I'll leave this here. We'll see how it plays out for this trade, and we'll come back tomorrow and take a look at it. That's it for today's educational update. I will see you tomorrow.